Let's give a big round of applause, Mr. Jason Robbins.
I am pretty sure that I am not the only one in this room who is terrible at telling if someone is flirting with you. Like, most of the time, I don't even know if I'm flirting with someone. So if I'm accidentally flirting, like right now on stage, afterwards, then I'll be like, what, I was flirting? And then you're gonna probably second guess yourself. It's gonna be really awkward, it'll be great. So, one of these awkward situations that I found myself in, it was many years ago, a long time ago. I worked at a store called Media Play, and thank you, old people. And I was ending my shift, and we had a really good employee discount. I was at the register getting either anime or CDs or something. And as I finished up and I'm getting ready to head out the door, the cashier asks me if I'd like to go to lunch with her. So I say, I'm not hungry, and walk out the door. So, fast forward about 5 years, and I'm talking about the fact that I used to work at Media Play, and as I'm talking, I suddenly stop, and I'm like, oh my God, she was asking me out! So, yeah, I'm a little bit slower at that, and yeah, she was just too subtle is what the issue is. But yeah, even when people are direct, you'd think I'd be able to get the hint, but I'm not even good in that circumstance. So several years later, I had worked the midnight shift at 7-Eleven, and this guy comes in, and he looks like he had a rough day, looked very worn out and stuff, and he makes his purchase and everything. He comes up to the register, I ring him up, I hand him his bag, I say, have a great night, and he says, I love you too. And so, we're standing there, we both just stop, and I'm like, okay, so this guy just confessed his love for me. Like, what do I do? Like, do I get half of his Twix now? Do we split the bag of Doritos? I'm not sure what we do here. So he ended up walking out, didn't say anything else. And would you believe I never saw him again? Never came back. But yeah, I guess romance in the workplace was not in the cards for me. Which I'd like to make a public service announcement. Now, use my platform up here now most people probably, I thought most people knew this, but apparently I need to say it. LinkedIn is not a dating app. So, yeah, I found myself in that situation. I currently, now keep in mind, LinkedIn is really good for it's business and business-related scams. That's what you use LinkedIn for, not romance scams. That is what Meetup is for. But I ended up getting this message earlier this week on LinkedIn from someone whose profile describes her as business people. And she messaged me saying that she would like to, quote, create friendships for business and life. Parentheses, I am not a headhunter, end quote. So, I have no clue how this ends because I'm still currently going through it. And I could stop it at any time, but this is really interesting. I want to figure out where this is going. What's going to happen?
I want to copy your profile.
So, So yeah, she's like messaging me, and every day so far she's been asking if I'm eating well and talking about like the fact that she's widowed and wanting to know if I'm single and these things. So again, I don't know where it's going, and the eating well thing. It's like, I mean, I'm not eating well, but I'm making it seem like I am. So, you know, I'm just waiting, like I'm on the outside watching what's going to happen, like, oh no, Jason, don't do it, this could be a scam, you might, don't fall in love, Jason, don't do it. So, yeah, I'm still waiting to see how that turns out, watching from the outside. It's kind of like a dream, like where you watch yourself in your dream. Now, you could step in and change anything about what's happening, but you choose to just watch and see, like you could make it good. But you're like, no, wait, let's see what happens here. A really interesting disaster. So, yeah, like most people, they have control over their dreams and they just don't use it. Like at any point you could make a cake appear or a bagel or something, and most of us just don't do that. So I know a lot of people have like romantic dreams and sex dreams, but not me. Those are not the dreams I end up having. The dreams I end up having, they are very vivid. But an example of some of the dreams I've recently had, one of them, I walk out into the kitchen from my bedroom, and I open up a cabinet, and I grab some soy sauce. But it's not even La Choy. It is like a generic brand of the generic brand. It's just this like plain white label, and it's light soy sauce, so it's not even like a full flavor. And that was the dream. And then I had another dream recently where I'm making toast and I burn it, but it's not even comically burnt. It's like slightly darker than what I intended. And I was making it for my son in the dream, and so I approach him later in the day, and I'm like, did I accidentally burn your toast? And like trying to figure out, because these dreams were so vivid, I didn't know it was a real thing that happened. So not too long ago, I was at a friend's house, and we were cuddling on her couch, and we had fallen asleep, and it was actual cuddling. Wasn't like, I'm not saying cuddling when it was something else. It was, we were fully clothed type cuddling, and fell asleep, and I start to wake up a little bit. Like I'm in this process of waking up, and she must have noticed like my eyes opening slightly, and she was like, oh, you're so sweet and affectionate when you're sleeping. And I have no clue what I did, but apparently she liked it. So she's probably sitting there, you know, looking at me as I'm coming to, wondering, oh, what's Jason dreaming about? It must be about me. Oh, I wonder what we were doing in his dreams. And so I finally come to fully, and I leap to my feet, and I just like jump out of the couch, and I'm standing there staring for a second, and I'm thinking, was that just a dream? Or do I need to go buy lemon juice? Thank you.
Maybe.
That's what I meetups will do.
I hope you come back and give us another show sometime, man.